Good
Put your
time.
hand up like this.
I don't even care no more. We're on.
Hey guys, welcome to another edition of A Woman Loves Sports 2 because women just do. I'm joining a room full of some beautiful ladies. Is that Cheryl with the green with the big E? Woo!
Well, hello everyone. As Marquez just stated, I am Cheryl Green with the Big E raining in all the way from Los Angeles, California. But however, I am a Cleveland Cavaliers fan.
Okay. Good for you.
Mm, so sad.
Who's that?
So,
Oh,
He's
I'll
speechless.
go.
He's
I'll
speechless.
go. Uh, hey there. It is me, Hatchtastic. You all
Oh.
remember we're talking about the NBA. You'll remember back in the day, the NBA
Mm-hmm.
is fantastic. So that is my homage to the NBA. And my team is the Wizards. But just honorable mention, I have on a US Open shirt. Just random. That's all.
Randall.
Yeah.
Well, hello everyone. It's your girl Kanisha. How's everyone doing this evening? I missed y'all. I felt like
No. Can we
we
eat on
haven't been
podcast?
together
Hey there.
in forever.
Well,
And
you was
now
out
we're
here in
all
San
here.
Diego.
Now we're all here. I'm Kanisha. I'm a Lakers fan. So at this point I'm along for the ride, you know. It's it's whatever. So I'm feeling a little today, wearing my Purple Rain shirt in honor of Prince. 6 years ago, he passed. And as a Steelers fan, too, also sending up some love and light to Dwayne Haskins' family. So,
Yes.
Well, yeah, it's good
Yes.
you got on your purple rain shirt because the purple and gold. Ugh.
Well, anyways, since we're taking shots across the room, I know everybody's NBA team here probably taking a loss and probably out of the playoffs. I'm your host, Trust Good, and hey, again, thank you for joining us tonight. We saw all of us have a team, even me, a Clippers fan. We're looking from the outside of the club looking in. It's not so good. But anyways, since we're in that ranking, we got a couple things to talk about and chalk it up. We got the NBA playoffs, as we all know, our teams are not in. We got the black coach versus the David versus Goliath kind of atmosphere going on with African American coaches facing that giant NFL and what we've seen not only in this generation but throughout history of the NFL and how they just treat the ill treatment of African American coaches. Talk about that quarterback roller coaster. Not Tom Brady coming out of retirement, but Colin Kaepernick and the rest of the boys trying to make their glory land come in. And then the WNBA. They need to update the ESPN app because when I went to search it, it wasn't on the mainstream. You had to go through a loophole and then you had to hit NBA, then it popped up, and I'm like, that's sports too. I mean, they play harder than some men do. And the same thing, we talk about college athletes, a streaming issue of should they get paid, should they not? Is the NIL deals too much? We'll figure that out tonight. But first up, let's talk about the NBA playoffs, the hot topic. No LeBron James, no Cleveland Cavaliers. And I mean, well, LA's just shut down altogether, and it's not for COVID. It's just the stadium don't have anybody to play for. But ladies, I know Cheryl, you're gonna talk about your Cleveland Cavaliers. I'm gonna let you go first because we want to hear that spiel to get that out the air. Uh,
Well, I'm so glad that you giving me the mic at this time. Trust
For a
me.
period of time.
period. 30, look, like 10 seconds. 10 seconds. Well, time is up now.
That's
So
right,
moving
Cheryl. You're
on.
here for a good time, not a long time.
This time
Okay?
is up.
We are here for a good time, not a long time.
Right.
Oh, okay. I
Okay.
like that.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to put that in my rap. So I didn't know if y'all knew this, but I just wanted to put this out there that the Boston Celtics, they played the Cavaliers a couple weeks ago, and we did let them win, because Kyrie came home to Cleveland. So we went ahead and let them win because we knew we was going to meet them a little bit further down the line. So then we found out we was going to play Atlanta, the Hawks. So we was like, you know what? Let's go ahead on and let them win because we've always kicked them out every year. We push them back. And Trae Young, his hair is falling out. It's getting real thin. He's not getting any younger. So we did him a favor and said, we can go ahead and let them win. But now, here's the kicker. We should have went ahead and just won them games because both of them teams are struggling. We could have done way better than what's going on right now. So, yeah, I am offended by those two teams that we let, beat us because, we could have won it, but we let them. And look at what they're doing. So, I'm tired. I'm upset.
Okay, Cheryl. We understand. That's what I'm going to actually get to because your team was in some kind of exhibition match just for goodwill and no harm done. Y'all had 2 matches, and that was it. It was you win, you lose, you go home. I mean, just like everybody else. But for the things that actually
Cleveland played in the NIT, is that what you're saying?
They were the generals.
I guess I don't know.
They were the generals to everybody else's Globetrotters.
Anyways.
Okay.
But you got a lot of things going on tonight for sure. Currently going on the Grizzlies and Timberwolves. You got a couple matchups that's tied. But, I mean, we all know that's going to happen. You got them fierce matches back and forth. Grizzlies and Timberwolves tied. Mavericks and the Jazz, they're tied up in a nice little fight. But the Warriors frying up some nuggets, and they ain't talking about McDonald's or Chick-fil-A. The Splash Brothers are back. I mean, not only that, I mean, they don't even have Iguodala out there. He's hurt. So that's one man off. And then you got Draymond Green. He's there. But, I mean, do you even need him at this point? I mean, every night the scores are saying they might well not even play and just go to the next round. But also to mention Jimmy Butler and the boys doing their stuff in Miami. Not only talking about that, but can we talk about the Nets a little bit and all that flavor that's supposed to be there?
I wanted to give an honorable mention because I watched the game. Poole, the young guy on the Warriors. Yeesh. It's like a little Splash Brother Junior. He was doing it. He was doing it. I'm sorry. And that was right before Clay started heating up. So let's be clear. I mean, the Nuggets, like you said, oh, goodness.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, but shout out to Jason Poole as well.
That's the other little light-skinned one, right?
What in the...
Oh, my. No, sure. We're not going there. Look.
What I was going to say was we traded him right before the season to, the Warriors. Yeah, I just want to make sure that was the right one. Yeah, he was side and he was shooting them 3. That's the dude. Yep.
You're on the list, Cheryl. If you keep on,
you just made the list. You just made the list. You didn't see the list. And checking it twice. Not even Christmas yet. But I mean, anyways, talking about teams not associated with the Cavs by any chance, or the Cleveland Churls on another side of the ball, because we always got things in Cleveland with Churl, and I don't know what's going on. Okay. But the Suns with Chris Paul, can he get it done alone? Devin Booker's out now with that injury. I'm a little scared for him. I'm like, all right, buddy, do you kind of hang it up after this? Because you just get with teams that just got injuries, like the Clippers, then you went here, and then you just don't get anything. It's sad for him, though, that he get put in those predicaments. I mean, he's a good captain, but always the captain can't carry the team. It's one of those things.
You mean Devin Booker that's dating one of the Jenner daughters?
Oh,
don't
yeah.
Well,
I mean,
you know about that family curse.
Did everybody fall off that date? One of them. I mean, it's just it is what it is.
Well, he has
that's all I had.
Something about his calf, right? He sprained his calf or something like that.
The NBA should have a ban.
Yeah, no. What I was gonna say was, being that he's out, this is just in that Kevin Love is gonna go out there and play with the Suns until Booker comes back.
How do you mute just one person on the
Producer, make something happen behind the scene. Close the curtain, cut it off, something. Technical difficulties.
Where's the Sandman? The Sandman available?
I just wanted to point out that this is the Warriors' first appearance since 2019. So, they just did a little sneaking in, got their
Oh,
way in there.
Kenesha, I'm so glad you said that. 2019. Ain't that was the last time they played the Cavaliers?
God.
No, Cheryl.
Anyways,
What else
anywho, anyhow,
After you, TV.
I'm not going to overpass the 76ers and what they're doing in Toronto against the Raptors. And they're about to be an elimination game, and the Raptors will be sitting at home with Drake or whoever Drake is with nowadays. He's coming out to play. But everybody, I mean, but anyways, who out of this whole little segment right here with all these teams, I know it's too close to call. You got teams in the first round. Some of the good ones, like the Warriors, injuries happen, things happen over time. Who can you see kind of prevailing? No, Cheryl, not the Cavs. They're not going to prevail. It's over. But anyways, who do you see is going to like pull through this? I mean, Golden State looking very, very good right now. Good, if I must.
The Grizzlies. Someone said, "Where are the Lakers?" They're watching it just like you and I are.
Mm-hmm.
But then, would you guys say that also with saying what your team is? Like, is it better without LeBron? Because we see LeBron so much, just like Tom Brady. You get tired of seeing that same player back to back to back.
No, you can't get tired of LeBron.
Not well, in the sense that I mean, not tired of him not winning, but the thing of let somebody else shine, just like you want Tom Brady to leave.
Did
Hey, LeBron.
Michael Jordan let other people shine?
Well, he should have his time too. Get out, just move. Let somebody else.
Look, we know that that's not how it works. I
They
mean,
don't.
yeah, it is good to see, the other teams, but and the other players shining, but that's not supposed to be at the expense of, LeBron. I mean, sorry, his, nursing home team were not able to pull it out. You see all this greatness, but some of the greatness has a little gray on it, grew a little gray hair, has a little, a little bit of icy hot on it, so it's what it is. So it's I just want to make it less about, oh, we're not seeing LeBron, and more about, oh, Ja's killing it, and the Warriors are back. So when you talk about, who's coming out of the West and the East, the Warriors are putting up. I mean, I know it's the Nuggets. The Warriors they're kind of stacked. It may be their time again. What do you all think?
Well, the Warriors are trying to get LeBron James to come and play with them, for the remaining of the tournament. I don't know if that's going to happen, but that would be a for sure coming out of the West. But right now, I'm just still undecided. But with the East, because the East is a powerhouse, and because I'm looking at, Chicago, they doing their thing down now, who that team that's playing Brooklyn? I
don't think you're giving the Grizzlies their due. They're out there thugging it out.
Oh yeah, I forgot about him.
I mean, Kanisha, I'm giving them their due, but I mean, all these powerhouse teams. I mean, you got the Bulls and the Bucks doing what they're doing. You got teams like that. Then you got the Splash Brothers. I mean, you got to think about the greatness surrounded around that team. When you got like one guy that's good.
They're the little young scrappers. I mean, I don't know. I just wanted to, shout it out.
I don't know. Philly is looking good. Philly is looking good as well. I mean,
yes.
It's hard. It's hard when you look at the East. I'm just saying. But now I do like what Ja Morant is doing. As long as he stay healthy, I think that they can be the team to beat Golden State. But I ain't saying Golden State is the team to win because Green is playing on that team. Green. He was a Cavalier at one time. So it seems like we enhance all these teams, with our Cavaliers players.
Well, Cheryl, we're not worried about the Cavs. I thought there was a rocket sign in your background.
We're talking
I didn't
about
know who that was. Oh, it's
We're talking about the Heat and the Hawks. And, I will just say that Jimmy Butler said he's different. So I don't know if he's, putting a little something extra in the coffee. He's a barista. He he was the bubble barista, but he's like ready to go. And they pull like unknown talent to get it done.
Yeah.
I mean,
when you look Jimmy Butler, he started getting his hair braided and he started playing better ball too.
I like him too myself. I like the Heat, but I think they might run out of gas towards the end. They get to that certain level, just like most teams you see throughout different leagues, they get to that one little level, they knock it off, and everybody's like, wow, that's impressive. And then they get to that next team, just a tad bit better, and Jimmy runs out of gas, and you don't have the necessary support, or you have them, but they just not there quite yet. Which, I mean, I'm not putting nothing past the Heat. Don't get me wrong. I'm not taking them straight out the jump, but I'm just saying, like every other team got that struggle where they get to the next door, they just can't unlock it. I still haven't seen them get somebody to help Jimmy out yet. I mean, what's his name?
Well, what about helping out Kevin Durant?
With the Celtics and the Nets?
He just getting what's due. I mean, you got the defensive player of the year in Marcus Smart out there locking things up. KD out there only scoring high school numbers, 24. That's not him. I mean, not even that. Kyrie's coming out there. I mean, what did he do? I mean, they make the justification of when Kyrie and LeBron was at the Cavs, and they said LeBron did it by himself.
When they was
he makes that look more. What, Cheryl? Anyways, I give your team a little bit. You don't take a mile, but I mean, but anyways, it's just the fact Kyrie is just. I don't know. I mean, I don't know if the booster shot didn't boost him up, or I mean, he didn't get it yet, so that might be a fact that he needs to go do.
Are you talking about Fingergate? Him returning the energy of the fans and out there just
Fingergate?
Fingergate.
Yeah. He's out there giving people flipping the bird.
Probably right.
Just give him some earplugs. He'd be all right. Well, could he hear the whistle? I don't know.
Well. Anyways, we talked about that consideration. NBA playoffs that got a few games tonight. Grizzlies and Timberwolves already kicked off. We're about to see momentarily the Mavericks and the Jazz, and then late night the Warriors. I mean, still gonna be frying some nuggets at McDonald's. So we're gonna figure out that if they can even win a game, or will that be a sleep? I mean, it could be an embarrassing ride. I'm just saying.
Cold Denver. They look like the Nuggets is left right before closing.
Right before the little dry nuggets you get, and you try to say, "Hey, can I get the fresh ones?" And they like, "Nah, we closed."
We closed.
And they cut the golden arch off.
Exactly.
Brought to you by McDonald's. McDonald's pay me. But no, anyways. McDonald's usually got some advertisement.
You said that's what the Warriors are singing to Denver. Bye.
But anyways, to flip to a more serious note, we talk about the David and Goliath matchup, and we talk about African American coaches versus the NFL. I mean, this has been going on for a mighty long time. I mean, you can label. I looked today, and I was looking up research, and you got Dennis Green from the Vikings. You got just a number. It's sad that you can almost put your hands up and count how many black head coaches they are. But then you look at the 2022 roster of coaching staff, and you see Mike Tomlin, which nothing's wrong with that because he did successful things. And I say if he didn't have certain pieces or he didn't have the greatest, like a quarterback and Ben, he would have been gone too because they would have found some kind of way to put him out. And he don't have any kind of affairs, any kind of issues that popped up over his term. But all the other coaches found a way to find a loophole, just like gun owners in America. Get it how you get it.
I do like that, though. It looks like Mike Tomlin's like, well, I'll just hire everyone. Not a problem. So
Mike Tomlin said he rooting for everybody black.
And that's good for him. That's good for him because, he probably wouldn't be there if we would not have let them win that game.
Cheryl.
It's a lot of lets going on over there.
It is a lot of lets. Shoulda, woulda, and couldn't, and letting, and I don't even know. Look, but if you take
the Pittsburgh Steelers look like the local office of the NAACP, okay?
I thought I missed Cheryl, but
you're right. They picked up who did they pick up first before Corley? Who did the Steelers pick up, Kanisha?
Steelers picked up. They had hired the former analyst, NFL analyst. I forgot his name. He picked up as I think you guys like GM, and then you picked up Brian Flores, and they're
Yeah,
just like, I want to pick up everybody.
yeah,
And
we
it's
Yeah.
sad that one organization has to
Just
do
picked up
that.
somebody.
and then they just
And
done
then,
it
yeah,
poorly. So they're actually putting their money. They're walking the walk. So I mean, I can't knock them. I cannot knock them.
and not only
Well,
talking about that, you look at
they
other teams like the Bucks. The Bucks with Brian Leftwich, he didn't get that position in Jaguars because of somebody else having a tad bit. I don't think better. It was just a color, sadly, a shade, darker than another person. I mean, but you look at since Fritz Pollard breaking that coaching barrier in 19, I think it was 1921, the
Mm-hmm.
first African American to lead a team. Now think about how. I mean, that's a far distance. You look today and then you would think a whole lot would have changed, and it did not happen as quickly as we. And we had some greats. I mean, not only Mike Tomlin. I wouldn't say what Lovie Smith he just did his due. Tony Dungy. Look at what Tony did and what he's still doing to change the game. I think I
Mm-hmm.
read like 4 or 5 of his books. I got them around my house, and I just it changes the life. You look at it and you see it through our eyes, which they cannot say either. Because I mean, their people can't tell our stories. It's like we can't tell theirs. We can just live it out, and hopefully things change. But first off, asking how you think we can change this? If anybody can ask us, like, what's the process? Another Rooney Rule came in, and that kind of put just another sugarcoating out there to say, hey, make them happy, and it's still doing that to the day.
Well, I
Yeah,
think that's the tough part is that this rule exists, and then you see what's being done in the dark coming to the light. Where you know, what else is new with Belichick? Where the messages are coming in or being discovered, found. Oh, these interviews are happening, but it's just to fulfill this quota. They're not looking to actually do any real hiring. So, where does it end, or about speaking there from it, where does it begin? Like the true consideration and hiring and chance given to black coaches. And I'm not talking about that one season. You're giving them this opportunity to coach with, this horrible team, quote unquote, not even giving them a chance to, draft picks or anything. It's like the one and done. So I don't want the NFL, these owners to act like they're doing something or they're being fair when this is what they're handing down. It's like, here you go, do it or else, because it does not go that way with other coaches of other ethnicities.
well, maybe they may need to see what the NBA is doing because there are a heck of a lot more black coaches in the NBA than there is in the NFL. So maybe they need to sit down and talk and figure that thing out.
or not even utilize the Rooney Rule as performative. I mean, it's that way for both, diversity, gender wise as well as racial.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it warrants looking at what are the how is it functioning behind the intent? Because if the impact still isn't there, you've got to question, how that system is working and where that breakdown is still happening if you're recycling and pulling other people in. And what is that pipeline? I think I was having a conversation with someone and they were talking about like the path is getting those offensive coordinator positions, getting these other positions that then lead to the head coach opportunities. And if those doors aren't opening up, then it creates that ceiling. And so I think it's really important to take a look at that, and look at, I think who was talking about it? Coach Taylor, when he was talking about how teams vet other head coach candidates, and they're like, do you know him and can you vouch for this person, and that type of thing. So that happens at the college level, is happening in the pros. And so if the network is having people fall through the holes in the net, you got to look at that net. So the networking is critical, and that's how you go from level to level. And if they're not even making it into those other positions, on the critical positions on the team, they're not going to make it to the head coach's spot.
So my question to that would be, why does there has to be a Rooney Rule in order to hire minorities?
It's
Because
just one of
before they
those.
didn't have anybody.
Yeah, and you got to make them happy.
For basketball, though.
They knew it was a bad look.
Yeah.
It's the NFL. I mean, NFL has always been, but you got to change at the top. One of the things you got to change at the top is owners. Owners are operating saying, look how long Jerry Jones been there. We don't know how many emails and voicemails may have been left to anybody. And even the new owners, you got to vet those guys. I mean, it's not just simply getting a job and here's your resume, let me accept it, pay you a couple $1 million, and boom, there it is. You got to check the backgrounds of these guys because racism just doesn't show on a resume. It's in the brain, and it keeps going. And if you got the top there, he's going to hire people similar to him or replace people. And it continues down the food chain all the way down to the coaching staff. And if that head coach is feeding into the same system, he's going to go get those assistants or whatever and say, I'm not going to do this, I'm not going to do that. And I mean, looking at that, I was talking to a guy the other day at my organization, and he was just like, he's older, he played in the pros, but he played on the baseball side of things. And he was just telling me how things work. And seeing a guy that's my age and him telling me how the world's changed through that perspective. He's my grandparents' age. But looking at that, how they didn't want African Americans, males, respectively, being quarterbacks or main positions because they thought it would just be a slight advantage. And you look at the athlete, but then you take it to a coach. So it all kind of transcribes over time, sadly. We just got to kind of get smarter, get a little bit better over time. I mean, eventually it should change. I see these coaches like Brian Flores, Anthony Lynn. These are great coaches, but do they pay you guys or pay them guys to tank? We talk about that conversation. When these African American coaches get to the head, the owners say, okay, you got the money, or you might not have the funds like everybody else. I'll pay you so much X, Y, and Z to blow this game. Now, we all saw what the Dolphins went through, and we know no logical coach would have kept changing quarterbacks throughout last season the way they did for the last 3 seasons. And they did it. And it made them look horrible and eventually led to a lot of things falling out. But eventually, I hope they hear these words that people are talking before they can change it.
So
Anybody else?
but you had made mention that Jerry Jones, we don't know what's going on in the emails that he's writing. Well, let's ask Hatchtastic what was in those emails, because they did go to Washington, right?
That was Gruden's emails. Gruden's emails went to Washington.
Oh, okay. I thought his went there too.
Oh no, I know Jerry and Danny emails going back and forth. But Washington is just. We'll save that for another topic. That could be a whole show. But no, that was Gruden's emails that quickly got him out of a head coaching job as well. So.
Yeah, I know, because they all run in the same circles. That's why he made mention of that.
Same circles. We talk about that, and switching over to a roller coaster ride that's been circulating around the NFL for quite some time is the QB conversation in multiple different teams. Another topic of letting somebody in for a second chance or giving somebody another opportunity. Talking about Colin Kaepernick, still looking sharp on the field. He said he said in the article a few days ago, I got unfinished business. We saw what he did in the previous years when he started in the 49ers and knew what he could do. And not only that, Deshaun Watson and what he's battled. And I mean, if it's true or if it's not true, what the allegations, hey, if the court says not, then let the man live his life. At the end of the day.
You don't want to talk about Cleveland so bad. Let him.
Oh, yeah, you might as well. And what is going on, Sheriff? Tell me what's going on in Cleveland. Where is Baker Mayfield? Look, Baker was trying to get sent to the Panthers. The Panthers said, nah, I don't even want them. Too much commercial. Wake up. Smell the coffee.
Well, no, I heard the Steelers might be looking at him.
Oh, now she's asleep.
Oh,
now
okay.
She's
Okay, there it is. Perfect job. Great job.
What you said, Kanisha?
Nothing. I said nothing.
Okay, because I didn't hear that. I'm sorry, I fell asleep.
But no, help me out though, because I swear a few weeks ago we were talking about Deshaun, Watson to the Browns, innocent until proven guilty, and now. What? Why are we talking about Mayfield? What is he doing now?
Deshaun did show up at practice. Baker did not.
Oh, okay. So, you see what I named him? You see in the chat his new name?
Baker may not be on the field.
There you go, Cheryl. Get that on your jersey, okay?
Okay, well, so just give a little backdrop on that. So Baker was asked not to attend, the practices, and so
No one getting paid is asked not to come to
Why
work.
was he asked? I wish
Well,
someone would
because
be like, "Don't show up, but we'll pay you."
yeah,
Right.
well, see, I know you draw some pictures over there, Marquez. The situation is
It's a
we try.
situation. That's the problem.
The situation is. Well, let me see what Marquez got first. I don't want to.
There you go. There you go. Way to pass the ball, Sarah. Way to pass the ball.
Look, the situation is the fact that Deshaun got cleared. I don't think Baker Mayfield. Has he ever been y'all's guy? Like, where has he been with you guys? In Ohio, just chilling, doing commercials. I've seen more commercials than wins that you always had.
That's true.
More play.
That is true. That's true. That is true. Yeah.
And look, now teams don't even want him.
Well,
why are we talking
okay, so we do need to move on because we're getting close to time.
Oh! Now it's time to move on. Okay. Okay.
I don't want to talk about him.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't want to talk about Baker either. But anyways, Colin Kaepernick. Let's get back into the scene of that and his conversation. Now that Pete Carroll and the boys are kind of quarterback lists, why not get Colin Kaepernick? He doesn't even want to start. He said, "I'll go sit on the bench."
Mm-hmm.
It's a statement right now. It's not just a statement saying I want to play and show my ability. It's a statement that somebody tried to blacklist you without saying that. And everybody at home that's woke, quote unquote, saw this. And we still see it. They don't want to let that man back in because, it'll be a shame. We lost to that man. That's what they're basically going to say. And he ultimately, over time, if you look at the fact, it digs deeper than football here. If you look at Nike made that commercial with Colin Kaepernick.
Mm-hmm.
It went deeper than just football. When Nike signed that contract and put that Nike check on their jersey, that was Colin Kaepernick you saw in there because Nike had an agreement that you were reading Colin Kaepernick when you see the Nike check. So it's bigger than football. It passes that. I would like to see him get back in the sport. I hope he do. Totally.
I would love to see him. And Justin Fields just came out and said he looks great. And if Tom Brady can come back from his little 2-week vacation, he changed his mind or whatever. He's been working out. He looks good. Give him a chance. Give that man a chance. Let him be the backup. It's plenty of worse backups out there, and I'm just really tired of it.
Yeah, I'd love to see him in Seattle, and I'm sure Pete Carroll would too.
So. Yeah, because he did win a Super Bowl, right? With the 49ers. Yeah, because remember he had a couple of commercials out too, and it was like, I'm the man. He was getting on the bus. Y'all remember that? That was nice.
I think so. I do remember it, but I can't remember. He did win one, I think.
Yeah. So that's when all his commercials came out. So why would he not? Why not take a chance on him? I think the Browns could have, went after him as well. That's what I think. It's just my
2013 Super Bowl.
Wow.
Yeah.
Again, another thing that speaks to what's really going on, the blacklisting, as you said.
But do y'all think if he got picked up, would he still be taking a knee, or would he stand up this time? So you think that the teams are kind of like, oh, we don't know what he's going to do?
It's a bunch of them that are taking a knee or not coming out anymore until after the anthem or all these. They figured out all these other things. Okay. Again, this was just he was blackballed and scapegoated and everything else. And, it turned into this whole thing. Oh, he's anti-military. He's anti-whatever. And it didn't have anything to do with any of that. He said specifically what he was protesting, and people want to turn it into whatever it is they want to turn it into.
A lie.
I have spoken. Thank you. Next subject.
Next subject on the clock. Before we get to the WNBA and close that out, we'll talk about college athletes. We talk about getting paid or scholarship worthy, eat at the calf or go out and eat at O'Charlie's. I don't know. One of the two things here is, and I heard somebody overspeak yesterday, was will this NIL deals create kind of a distraction towards not only your education, but playing the game? Like, I can go to college, get paid. I saw one guy, Lee's Chicken is famous in Virginia, and he had 2 buckets of chicken sitting on his shoulders, in the middle of a clock and everything behind him. He got paid millions of dollars. What the other distraction is where you go to kind of deal. And Kanisha,
I would like to speak on this as the parent of a college football player who let me read a text that I just shared with him moments ago before the show started.
Breaking news.
Where is he? Okay. Do you need money? Yes. Okay.
That's the years. Right there.
Any other time I gotta chase this man down, FaceTime him, send 5 white doves, do a drive-by on, whatever. Yes, I'll come by the house and get stuff if I have time, for real. And then I said, I just sent you $250 a minute ago. That should last you through the weekend. I need you to try to not roll through it like a Colombian drug lord.
So your answer is yes. Your answer is I'm with you. I'm with you. Yes.
And he was like, I got a haircut. I missed breakfast twice, and I had to go to Tropical Smoothie, and that's $17 every time I go. So I'm just saying. Tropical Smoothie. The haircut's a whole nother. That's like 30
That's
or
true.
something.
Oh, haircut about 30 to 50. I know about that. So yeah.
Yes. So yes, you will get a scholarship, you get a meal plan, but maybe if you have meetings, class, workouts, whatever, you are going to miss some things and you need money. Food costs money. Other things cost money, So yes, they should be compensated. And the other thing I was going to say is that I have been seeing recently too, now they are estimating the potential earnings of students who are still in high school. I think Cheryl sent us an article about a student who's being paid, he's a high school basketball player. Yep. He's being paid, $100,000?
100, yes.
And then there are other bonuses tied to that just based off his potential. And now they're looking at these college prospects, high school players, based on like what their Instagram followers look like or Twitter followers. And it says, okay, if you've got, 16,000 followers, your earning potential, if you get an NIL, you could bring in $1 million, $2 million or whatever. So now they're saying how much based on followers, based on the number of stars you get for your ratings, how that could translate into money. This is business. At the end of the day, lots of people are a whole bunch of money off the backs of these kids, just, based upon the influence they have for social media. It could be all of a sudden they're wearing a certain type of sunglasses, or they're training in a certain kind of shoe, or this brand of, jersey, or, whatever. Everybody's making money but those kids. They're using those kids. You wouldn't allow that to happen anywhere else. So I say pay them.
Well, and also, Kanisha, to that, there is a 5-star recruit in the class of 2023. He's a junior, and he signed an agreement that will pay him immediately $350,000. Football player. And with payments to rise to more than $2 million up to $8 million in NIL. But the stipulation is he's got to make public appearances and appear in promotions on social media, as you just stated.
Yeah, why do you think my kids are in the gym all the time?
So are these kids now will be more focused on followers as opposed to schoolwork?
They're more focused on followers anyway.
Oh, well.
I mean, that's the thing. And there are all these mechanisms, there's these fake, add this and I'll get you this many followers or whatever. I mean, now in the case of like some of these, it's probably 19,000 cryptocurrency dealers, as part of that following. But still, y'all know I'm telling the truth.
That's true.
But I agree that these kids, and I stand behind that, because you have a lot of kids that come out of that's in high school. There are, those guys that you be like, oh, whatever happened to, let's say, Marquez? He blew out his knee, but he was playing for that high school. Why should he not be compensated? No different than those kids. And right now there is a company that Kevin Durant and what is his name? Kevin Durant and Carmelo Anthony stand behind. It's called Elite Overtime. And what they do, they look for kids that has that type of talent between the ages of 16 and 18 years old, and they will get paid at least $100,000 a year. But they right currently as we speak, there are 30 kids that's within this program, and they're in undisclosed locations right now. So I don't know if they have to sign like a, what do you call that, an NDL, so people won't know who they are. And so like Kanisha, I was telling my son, hey, we got to get my grandson hot, baby. We got to get him hot.
And make sure if you got it, sure, make sure if you need an agent, give me a call. I'll take law school. I'll do 2 years, and then that gives
We
you a
don't
little
need
more
no money. I
time.
don't need nobody tell me how to spend that money, child. I'm gonna get
Hold
my
on, hold on. We in this together, Cheryl. We in this together. Trust Good Enterprises. Just put you see Trust Good already Enterprise.
Kanisha,
the money in the family, Cheryl. Come on.
I know, but I got to get my shoes and my purses, and I got to be like Don Staley, baby, because she rocking that Dior, and she be on it. Every time you see her, child, she got somebody on. Don Staley, you ain't seen?
Okay, I got you.
Oh yeah, Don Staley is She's
well,
one of the most
also,
fashionable coaches.
as we talk about that, and not only fashionable coaches and stuff like that, we talk about the start of the WNBA. And I was like, wow.
She said, wait a minute. You said KD is there, don't include a hairbrush or some hair grease, Kanisha.
Yeah, right. Y'all not right at all.
I thought that was a private jet.
Anyways, while we're talking about hair grease and all that good stuff, and the WNBA starts this year. It starts the 2022 season, April 23rd, in a few days, 9 o'clock, as the Sparks charge over to Seattle to play Storm. But a question, Brittany Griner, where can anybody tell me where? There's a hostage negotiation right now. I mean, like the war kind of like been to the side. They're still fighting over there. Prayers out to Ukraine and all that stuff is going there because that's a brutal attack. But our own. I don't care about the LGBTQR part. I don't care about the drugs part. This is American taken hostage by people that don't really like us, and we haven't even seen a photo. We know she's been locked up for now, what, 2 months, maybe more.
Yeah, I thought they delayed her case. They pushed it back to sometime in May. She was originally supposed to, they should have seen her by now. And I know the State Department has been really trying to negotiate and get in the middle of that. Apparently, they've been in frequent contact with her legal team, but I don't think anyone's hearing from her specifically. So I'm not sure because there are examples. They set quite the example with some other Americans, apparently. So there is there is a big push for release of a bunch of people. But there was a corporate security executive from Michigan who was sentenced to 16 years for espionage charges that his family said were bogus. And then a Marine veteran sentenced to 9 years on some police assault charges in Moscow. So they're saying that this is maybe even a little, they're saying that this is a very severe case. And they are going to, when they prosecute, they're going to prosecute fully in terms of, a very harsh sentence or whatever. And so right now there's this, the concern is that there is this very nationalist movement that's happening right now too. So anyone who's considered an outsider is considered a threat. She fits into that category, and she should be worried that they're saying that that this is a problem. But then I read, on the other hand, Putin's trying to get some inroads into the African-American community. So this might be it if he ordered her release as a humanitarian gesture, which I don't see that happening. So I don't know. I'm worried about it. And she's just really over there because of a gender pay equity. Issue. I think, you have to talk about that as like what's happening at home impacted and influenced her decisions here. I was looking at a show we had a few weeks ago, and Cheryl hit the nail on the head when she talked about that. And then, Tracy talked about the T-shirt, pay me what you pay him. And so you've got people who can earn 10 times, women who can earn 10 times what they earn here over there. So that's why they're going.
Yeah.
That's why they're going. I don't know. It's an issue. Uh, it concerns me greatly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Free Britney.
Well, anyways, take a moment now. I know the WNBA is starting up. I mean, I like the Chicago Sky. I'm a huge Sky fan, but
Mm-hmm.
who are you repping this season before we move on? I, I know, Cheryl. We know Cleveland, everything, all things.
But also, I do like the little point guard that came out of UC. I do like her, so I think she's on somebody team, Liberty or something like that.
Somebody.
He said somebody's team,
Yeah, she's
not even labeling the team.
Indiana,
But anyways, look.
Indiana
I'm gonna
Fever.
have to give some shout out. I had the word today. Hatchatastic, you know where we at. We done clinched in. We're gonna do what we gotta do in the
I
NHL.
was gonna say that was a nice sweatshirt you got
I
there.
know,
You're rocking
I
the
know.
red.
I
Yes.
had to.
Okay.
That you're a Washington fan now?
No,
Here we
hold on.
here we
I said Washington Capitals. I didn't say Commanders. I know it. I know the WC kind of thing, kind of mixing in and all that kind of stuff. But anyways, that concludes our show for today. It's been a fantastic night and talking about a lot of topics, and we still got some basketball to worry about and be good about. But hey, we're looking from the outside of the club, looking in, so it wouldn't matter who wins or not. But hey, thank you guys for joining us tonight. From Cheryl with the green with the big E, Kanisha, Hatchatastic. I'm your host, Trust Good. I'm saying good night and have a great one, and see you in 2 weeks.
Bye.